The Philadelphia Eagles are navigating a season filled with both high expectations and challenging obstacles, and fans have plenty to talk about as the weeks roll on. Injuries continue to shape the storyline, and right now, the offensive line is a particular point of focus. Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter remain sidelined, which isn't surprising given their history. But the spotlight has shifted to Fred Johnson, the backup right tackle, limited in practice. His status raises concerns for a unit that has to maintain cohesion against formidable defensive fronts. Kem Williams, a rookie, has been elevated to take reps in his place, and that tells you just how crucial this situation is. Facing pass rushers like Max Crosby without your top options is the kind of challenge that tests the team's depth, strategy, and ability to adapt on the fly. Every snap on that side of the line will be closely watched, and fans are rightfully cautious, knowing how much depends on consistent protection for the quarterback and clean execution in the trenches. The offensive line isn't just a group of blockers. It's the foundation of what the Eagles want to build on, and when injuries strike, every adjustment becomes a story worth following, turning attention from injuries to coaching. The potential movement of Kevin Patullo is creating a buzz. The thought of him being considered for a head coaching role with the New York Giants highlights how fast things can shift in the NFL. Patullo has been drawing attention as an offensive coordinator, and even with moments of inconsistency in Philadelphia's offense, his work hasn't gone unnoticed. Being responsible for orchestrating the Eagles' offensive schemes is a notable career step, and his possible departure would leave ripples across the organization. For now, though, the focus remains on what's happening on the field. With players and coaches working to translate preparation into performance, it's a reminder that, in professional football, while stories about coaches may capture headlines, the outcome still hinges on execution during practice and game day. At the heart of the Eagles' season, though, is the emergence of Jordan Davis. This young defensive force is stepping into a role that demands more than just statistics. He's assuming leadership responsibilities that were once the hallmark of veterans like Brandon Graham. Watching Davis play, you notice a combination of athleticism, discipline, and presence that immediately commands attention. He's influencing the energy on the field, raising the level of performance for those around him, and doing so with an infectious intensity. His ability to dominate against the run while also creating pressure in passing situations gives the Eagles a versatile weapon up front. But what makes Davis special isn't just his production, it's the mindset he brings to practices, meetings, and interactions with teammates. Coaches often highlight that leadership can't be taught, and Davis embodies that notion. He is not only learning the intricacies of the position but also how to guide others, how to elevate a defensive unit through example and focus, and how to maintain consistency even when circumstances are less than ideal. The culture Davis is helping shape goes beyond the statistics recorded in games. He talks about accountability, about respect for teammates, and about maintaining standards both on and off the field. His comments about effort, detail, and team cohesion aren't just empty words. They reflect a mentality that has the power to influence locker room dynamics in a meaningful way. When a player steps up to lead, without demanding attention or recognition, the impact can be profound, especially on younger teammates who are learning the ropes. Watching Davis thrive even when facing the absence of established players like Jalen Carter demonstrates that his influence isn't conditional, it's intrinsic. He's disciplined, he's in peak condition, and he's showing he can shoulder responsibility, serving as a cornerstone for a team that is striving to balance immediate performance with long-term growth. Amidst the individual stories, the broader narrative of the Eagles involves navigating adversity, refining strategies, and maintaining composure during rough patches. The recent 3-game skid prompted questions about whether the team was slipping into old patterns, but insights from leadership, including comments from Jeffrey Lurie, have offered perspective. Lurie's assessment highlights the stability of the defense and the performance of special teams, while acknowledging areas where improvement is necessary. His approach underscores confidence in the team's structure and talent, without overreacting to temporary setbacks. When the offense struggles, the defense steps up, showing resilience and adaptability. And the team's capacity to recover from mistakes without losing focus is a hallmark of well-managed organizations. Observing how these dynamics play out in practice and in games demonstrates a nuanced understanding of football, where every decision, every adjustment, and every effort matters. Breaking down on-field performance, the micro decisions often reveal as much as the big plays. Play calling has been scrutinized, with some decisions drawing criticism for not fully capitalizing on momentum. Yet there have been clear flashes of strategic brilliance, well-timed crossing routes, opportunistic runs, and individual skill displays highlight that the Eagles possess the tools necessary to compete at a high level. These moments reflect preparation, situational awareness, and execution, reminding fans that the potential for success is ever present even during periods of inconsistency. Small adjustments, like improved communication along the line of scrimmage or better synchronization between quarterback and receivers, have the capacity to swing the momentum in critical situations. This attention to detail reflects the coaching staff's intent to maximize resources and reinforce fundamentals while adapting to the unpredictable nature of the NFL. Jordan Davis' rise as a leader parallels the gradual transition of veterans like Brandon Graham. Graham's experience continues to provide guidance, mentoring younger players, and filling key roles where needed. Yet the emergence of players like Davis signals a generational shift. The younger stars are absorbing lessons from the veterans while bringing energy and intensity that define the team's present and future. This evolution illustrates the balance between continuity and growth, highlighting the importance of leadership development within a roster. Davis' ability to internalize coaching feedback, elevate his own game, and inspire others positions him as a foundational piece, shaping not only the defense but also influencing the overall identity of the Eagles. In seasons to come, the offensive unit, while contending with injuries and lapses in consistency, shows glimpses of potential. Depth becomes a critical factor as backups step into starting roles, and rookies like Cam Williams are getting the chance to prove themselves under real game pressure. The Eagles' approach emphasizes learning and adaptation, ensuring that even when immediate results fluctuate, the team continues to cultivate talent and refine execution. Offensive stars, including wide receivers and skill position players, are learning to synchronize with quarterback timing, maintain route discipline, and leverage matchups effectively. These incremental improvements are often subtle but vital, contributing to sustained drives, reducing turnovers, and giving the defense breathing room to perform optimally. Veterans continue to play a pivotal role in shaping team culture. Brandon Graham's mentorship, for example, highlights how seasoned players contribute more than just their on-field skills. They provide insight, model professionalism, and reinforce the importance of preparation. The blending of experience and emerging talent creates an environment where accountability and high standards are expected daily. Leadership in this context is less about rhetoric and more about modeling behaviors, demonstrating work ethic, and ensuring that every teammate understands the collective goal. The dynamic between established stars and rising leaders like Davis is central to the ongoing development of a cohesive, competitive, and resilient team. The Eagles' offensive line, particularly with Lane Johnson sidelined and Fred Johnson limited, faces challenges that could shape the outcome of the season. These hurdles test depth, force strategic creativity, and provide opportunities for younger players to step up. How the team responds to these pressures through rotations, coaching adjustments, and individual effort can have lasting implications for performance. It's in these moments of adversity that character, preparation, and resilience are revealed, defining not only the current season but the culture of the organization moving forward. Special teams, often overlooked, continue to provide stability. Kick coverage, field positioning, and execution in critical moments have mitigated some offensive struggles, emphasizing the importance of discipline and reliability. These units demonstrate that success in football extends beyond marquee players and highlight the cumulative impact of all roster components. Attention to detail in special teams can prevent mistakes from becoming game-changing, and consistent performance here reflects broader organizational standards and preparation. Ownership's engagement, as seen through Jeffrey Lurie's observations, also plays a subtle but meaningful role. Lurie recognizes the strengths of the defense and special teams while acknowledging the potential for offensive improvement, creating an atmosphere that balances accountability with confidence. This perspective reinforces focus, professionalism, and an understanding of the team's broader objectives, signaling to players and staff that performance and preparation are valued across all levels. As the season unfolds, matchups against elite teams will test resilience, strategy, and execution. Jordan Davis, emerging as the defensive anchor, will be central in defining these contests, influencing not only outcomes but also the development of teammates around him. The offense must balance minimizing errors with creating opportunities, demonstrating that success is a collective effort dependent on preparation, talent, and leadership. The narrative of the Eagles is therefore not just about wins or losses, but about observing growth, adaptability, and the emergence of a team culture designed to endure challenges and capitalize on opportunities. As the Eagles continue to navigate the season, the interplay between emerging talent and established veterans is becoming increasingly fascinating. Jordan Davis' influence has grown not only on the field but across the locker room, where his intensity and focus are creating a ripple effect among younger players. Linebackers are sharpening their reads, defensive backs are improving their coverage instincts, and even the secondary is benefiting from the elevated energy that Davis brings. This is the kind of leadership that is infectious, turning a group of individual athletes into a cohesive unit, capable of responding to adversity with discipline and purpose. It is rare to see a player so young command attention without arrogance, and Davis is doing it with a quiet confidence that earns respect rather than demands it. The way he prepares for games, studies film, and engages in practice drills sets a benchmark for professionalism, and his work ethic is increasingly setting the tone for the entire defense. The defensive line, anchored by Davis, has begun to show flashes of dominance that could define this season, even when facing top-tier offensive lines. The Eagles have found ways to create disruption. Davis' ability to read blocking schemes, anticipate plays, and adjust mid-action makes him a constant threat, forcing quarterbacks to make hurried decisions and creating opportunities for turnovers. It is the combination of skill, timing, and leadership that elevates the unit's performance as a whole. Younger players are absorbing these lessons in real time, understanding that the success of the defense relies on collaboration, awareness, and the willingness to step into challenging roles. Watching them execute under pressure demonstrates that Davis' influence is tangible, not just symbolic. He has become a linchpin, someone who can tilt the balance in tight games and provide a sense of stability that allows other players to operate with confidence. While the defense has emerged as a reliable anchor, the offense is still finding its rhythm, and the narrative here is one of incremental progress. The team is working through inconsistencies caused by injuries and turnovers, and yet there are signs that alignment, timing, and execution are improving week by week. Quarterback play is becoming sharper, receivers are learning to read defenses more efficiently, and the running game is gradually regaining effectiveness. A.J. Brown has begun to capitalize on spacing and timing advantages, showing that when routes are precise and reads are clean, the Eagles can generate explosive plays. Even when setbacks occur, miscommunications or dropped passes, the focus remains on learning and adaptation. The coaching staff emphasizes situational awareness, adjustment to defensive schemes, and the importance of maintaining composure in high-pressure moments. The offense is far from flawless, but there is a deliberate process underway to maximize the talent on the roster and create a consistent threat that complements the defense. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. Whispers are swirling around the NFL after the sudden decision by the Eagles to part ways with their head coach. While the organization has kept details under wraps, insiders suggest that tension had been brewing behind the scenes for weeks. Sources close to the team hint at a mix of strategic disagreements and locker room unrest that may have prompted the move, leaving fans and analysts speculating about what comes next. The Eagles, known for their passionate fan base and high expectations, have not officially named a successor, fueling a frenzy of speculation. Could an experienced coordinator from within the league step up? Or might the front office take a bold gamble on an unproven, innovative mind from outside the traditional coaching carousel? Industry chatter points to several potential candidates whose names have already begun circulating in the rumor mill, though nothing has been confirmed. Players themselves are reportedly processing the news with mixed emotions. Some are said to feel relieved, while others are uncertain about the direction of the team and how this shakeup could impact their roles on the roster. Analysts suggest that the next hire will be crucial, not only in stabilizing the locker room, but also in defining the team's offensive and defensive philosophy for the coming seasons. Meanwhile, fans have taken to social media to voice their opinions, ranging from excitement at the prospect of new leadership to concern over the disruption of team chemistry. The buzz has intensified as speculation grows about whether this move signals a larger rebuild or simply a course correction aimed at reclaiming past glory. One thing is clear: the Eagles' decision has sent shockwaves through the league, and every observer is eager to see who will ultimately be entrusted with the reins. That's a wrap. From FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.